Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing and showing you how to create this look using the new and very hyped palette from Be Perfect. It is of course the Louise McDonald Master Palette with Be Perfect Cosmetics. So I'm just going to jump straight into it because the reason you clicked on the video is obviously to see what my thoughts were. So straight off the bat, I really like the packaging. I've kind of gone off like that matte sort of packaging. If a palette is matte or the packaging of a foundation is matte, it gets really grubby and it's really annoying to clean. Whereas this, the shiny, you can just give it a quick wipe with a makeup wipe or whatever you have to hand, and it just cleans really easy. It also has like this unicorn holographic effect. I don't know if it is coming off on the camera, but I do really like that as well. On the back you get all the ingredients. There's not that many ingredients as well, which is dare I say quite unusual. Normally when you're reading the back of something you're like okay, whereas in this one you know, they're all there, big bold writing, there's not much there. You also get a little image of what the palette looks like inside, but if I'm honest, if you were to go off this, so it just comes like in a clear plastic over this, if you were to just look at the back of that, you'd be like, oh, those colours are really dull and boring. It does not do the palette any sort of justice. So if you go into your local stockist of this palette and you see it and you look at the back and you're like, oh, what is Lisa banging on about it? Promise, I'm going to show you the inside down because it's insane. And let's be honest, we've probably all seen this on social media anyway, but this is the palette. Look how stunning and beautiful and bold the colours are. I mean, I really have to say hats off to Louise. She created an insane palette. So you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You get 12 eyeshadows, and then down the center here you get a blush, a sculpting powder and a highlight powder as well. The highlight is actually what I have on my face today and it's insane. Like, that's an insane highlight. I also used the sculpting powder to sculpt, and then I didn't bother putting on any blush because I don't particularly like wearing blush. But that's just a personal preference. Blush suits a lot of people. I just don't feel like it suits me. Moving on, okay, let's just quickly talk about the palette for a second. It doesn't come with a mirror, which I'm not mad at. I'm really not mad at. I know normally if a palette comes with a mirror it wins for me, but let's be honest, if you're traveling with this and it's getting banged around, like in nearly all of my palettes the mirror is broke, especially the ones that I use frequently, and I know I'm going to be using this a lot. I drop things, I'm clumsy, the mirror always shatters, so like at least I won't have that problem. And they do have a really nice thing written on the front of it here. It says beautiful definition, a person who is reading this, which I think is really cute. But let's jump into the palette, the colour scheme that Louise chose to go with. It's kind of broken up, so if you're a beginner with makeup and you kind of really don't know where to start, it's colour scheme, so it's broken up, so you can stick to this 6 shadows if you like, and just create like a look using these, or you can flip the palette around, just use these. You can see on this side it's all cranberries. There's a really nice like metallic sort of pink there. The cranberry is really pigmented as well. Well, it's more of a reddy cranberry. Also on that side then you get the purple sort of metallic, which these two colours I'd say would be insane. So thinking of creating a look, and the second look using this palette, like I really enjoy it. Then the other side, obviously this is my jam. This is, I mean, like I live in this jumper. I just live for these colours, so I really am obsessed. The colour payoff, the pigmentation is there. Like when I applied the shadow, you'll see it as soon as I jump straight into the tutorial. As soon as I applied Marbs onto my eye, I was just like, whoa, this is pigmented. just do a little swatch of the two orange shades here. Ta-da. Do I recommend the palette? Hell to the yeah. I know this palette is basically sold out everywhere. Like, if you spot this, grab one, because it's actually like gold dust at the moment. You cannot get them online. I just happen to be really lucky, and I've gotten a loan of this palette. So one thing I look for when I get a new palette, and I've said this before in reviews, is, does a palette inspire me to create a look? And when I opened this up, holy sweet baby Jesus, yes it did. Like 1,001,000. That's not even a number, but yeah, you get the point. I was so inspired to create looks with this. I was thinking beautiful winged liner, like imagine like a floating cut crease using these two colours. I created like a round sort of smoky eye, real sultry. Oh god, like the colours are endless, and of course you don't have to stick to the palettes. I think it was really clever the way they created the palette. They made it really easy to use, but of course obviously if you can dip in and out, like I was using the orange and the reds today. Like there's no rules when it comes to makeup. You do you, boo boo. You do you. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to stop rambling now so we can get straight into the tutorial so you can see how I created this look. But if you have this palette, let me know down below. What are your thoughts? How do you feel about the palette? My overall consensus is it's well worth the money. I mean, you're not just getting shadows in here, you're also getting a really gorgeous highlight, you're getting a blush and a sculpting powder, which of course all three can double as eyeshadows as well. So yeah, I am so impressed. Sorry, I can see my neighbours staring out my window. So yeah, I am super impressed, and let's get straight into the tutorial. Okay guys, so I'm going to start off with applying my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in Fair Neutral, and I'm going to be using this as my eye base for today because I have a lot of blue and purple veins on my lids. I'm also going to be bringing it down underneath my eye, just because I got them really bad dark circles, and it just makes sense to bring it down underneath because I'm going to be bringing my shadow underneath my eye as well. And all I'm going to do now is take a Real Techniques kind of fluffy blender brush, and I'm just going to blend out any harsh edges. I'm doing this so it's going to make applying my foundation easier on top of this. The first colour from the palette I'm going to be applying onto my eyes is the shade Marbs. This is a really stunning mustardy orange shade, and all you can see I'm doing is I'm pressing the colour down onto my lid. Side note, I didn't set the concealer down, so I am applying the shadow onto the concealer while it is still tacky, and this is how I'm going to keep the pigmentation in the shadow. I'm not going to have to spend hours, well, hours is a slight exaggeration, but I'm not going to have to spend 20 minutes blending and building up my colour because my colour is already there. And applying it down onto like a tacky base is what's going to hold the colour for you. Do not worry about it creasing. You're actually setting it down when applying this eyeshadow as well. So you're kind of doing both. And I know it can be a little scary when applying a dark shadow straight onto concealer, but trust me, I have been doing this step over the last couple of weeks and it has been working amazing. So I've been loving it. So all I'm doing now is applying the shadow with like a flat kind of fluffy brush, if that makes sense, and I'm tapping on the shadow. This is the most important part. Tap on the shadow, and then take a clean fluffy blender brush and then blend out the harsh edges. As you can see I'm doing now, you don't want any harsh lines on your eye look, so just blend it out with your clean shadow and repeat the process until you have the colour. You won't have to do it long. As I said, you're applying it onto a tacky base. Okay, so next I'm going to be taking the shade Louise, which is a gorgeous reddy pink shadow, and I'm going to be taking that just into my crease. What I'm doing now is I'm trying to deepen up the crease as I'm going to be creating a half cut crease. It is really important to get that depth into the crease, so building up your colour is how you're going to achieve this. I am taking the same flat fluffy brush from Real Techniques. I'm going to list all the brushes I use down below.
And I'm just patting in the colour and then taking my clean blender and blending the two colours together. I'm also using the same blender I used to blend out the orange so that I'll get a really nice mix of both colours on the eye. Next colour I'm going to be taking is Coco from the palette, and again I'm taking the same flat fluffy brush, so I'm only really using two eyeshadow brushes for this look, guys, and I'm taking that brown and I'm just keeping it to the outer corner and blending it in towards my actual crease. So I'm keeping it slightly lower than the red, so I'm working my way down and I'm creating that real depth and smokiness into the crease and the outer corner area. Okay guys, so I'm going to be moving on to probably the hardest part of this eye look, and it is creating that cut crease. I'm going to be giving you a few little tips to help you create a cut crease and hopefully make it a little bit easier for you. The number one tip I can give you is use a flat brush. I'm using this brush from the Vintage Factory. It was only a couple of euro. I would 100% recommend you investing in it because it is a really great brush for applying concealer and also creating cut creases and floating cut creases as well. I'm also going to be using the same concealer I used as my eye base, and I'm going in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. And I'm just going to be doing it in small strokes and pulling that concealer down towards the lash line. This next step is really important as well, guys. If you don't do this, your eyeshadow is going to grit and it's not going to blend easy. Take the tip of your finger, and the heat of your finger is going to heat up the end of the concealer and it's just going to blend it into the shadow, which is going to give you an even blend later when you're smoking back up your outer corner. Okay, so the next shade I'm going to be using from the palette is Rusty. It is a gorgeous champagne shimmer shade, and I'm going to be applying this to wherever I applied the concealer on my eye, so all around that cut crease and on the lid area. And I'm going to be using a precision brush to do this, so that I don't go outside the line. So you're trying to keep within the crease that you just cut. Next, I'm just going to be taking the shade Smoky from the palette, and I'm going to be darkening back up that outer corner, and it's going to blend really easy and smooth because I pressed down my concealer earlier on. Next, I'm going to be taking my favourite ever gel liner, and it is from Inglot. It's number 77. It is jet black, and I just absolutely love this liner. It is my favourite one ever. And I'm going to be taking a Real Techniques liner brush and just creating a line on my lash line. Now, the thickest part of my liner is going to be in the centre of my eye, and I'm just going to bring it down to meet the end of my eye and right into the inner corner. So I'm not going to be creating a wing on this look. However, I am going to be applying a little bit of that gel liner onto the outer corner, and I'm going to be taking a really precise smudger brush and a small bit of black shadow from the palette. It is in the shade Noir, and I'm going to be blending those out, and this is going to really intensify that outer corner and create that real smoky, sultry look. Especially because we've just applied down the liner on the lash line as well, so it's going to create a really gorgeous smoky eye effect. Okay, so just a quick tip about this step, guys. I know it can be a little bit tricky when working with gel liners because they do tend to set quite quickly, and if you're finding you're not getting that really even blend, take a little bit of Duraline. What that's going to do is soften up that gel liner, and it'll just give you that extra bit of time to work with the product. As you can see, I'm just bringing it down right underneath my lash line because I'm going to create a nice rounded cut crease. So this is going to help bring that rounded blackness down underneath the eye, and it's going to smoke everything out. Okay, so I'm going to be smiling quite awkwardly at the camera because I didn't really know how to transition from here to having my whole face on, so I just did my face off camera as I just wanted to keep this tutorial strictly eyes. But I did decide to turn it back on and create my brows because I know brows can be a little tricky for some people. So I'm just going to be taking my Freedom Brow Gel, and I'm going to be creating the brow that I want. Now my brows desperately need to be done, so I really had to work hard at creating the shape that I wanted. So the best tip I can give you is create your line first, create your shape. I started a little bit lower, so I brought the brush. I'm going to be taking that just underneath where my natural hairs start. Then I'm going to be dragging it up towards the arch again, and this is what's going to create a higher arch for me because I have a bit more of a straighter brow. All I'm doing now is creating the arch on top, and then I'm bringing both lines down to meet, and I'm going to extend the tail of my brow as well. And all I'm doing now is filling in the rest of my brow with brow gel. Also for my brows, I'm going to be taking another product from Be Perfect, and it is their brow powder, and this is in the shade Chocolate. And I'm just going to be taking the same brow brush, and I'm going to be feathering that shadow through my brow. I also like to use shadow on top of gel because it tends to set the gel more, and your brows will not move. You will never have a straight hair, and your brows will literally last forever. Like, they will not come off. Next, I'm just going to be taking that shade Tiger, that really gorgeous bright orange shade from the palette, and I'm going to be smoking that down underneath my eye and bringing it up towards the black and creating that really round, circular, smoky eye, which is what we want. I'm also going to be taking that gel liner again and bringing it right into my waterline, and I'm going to be smoking it out then with that noir black shadow from the palette. And this is really what creates a sultry smoky eye for me, is when you pop that gel liner right into the waterline. Don't be scared of it. It stays there all day and it doesn't run into your eyeballs, so don't be scared of it. Trust me, it is a really, really comfortable liner to wear on the waterline. After this, all that's left for me to do is apply some lashes, which I am going to do off camera.
So this is the finished look. Obviously you'd have seen this look at the start of the video, so you already know what it was going to turn out like anyway. But I am super impressed with the LMD Master Palette. I can definitely see myself reaching for this every day. If you enjoy this tutorial, guys, please give it a thumbs up because I would really appreciate it. And if you enjoy the video and you want to see more like this, hit the subscribe button. If you want to see me create another look using this palette, comment down below, let me know. If there's another palette you'd like to see me review, or even just create a tutorial on, then again, comment down below. But yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I guess I will see you in my next video. Bye. Also, quick side note also, just to let you know, all the products that I used on my face, on my lips and everything, I'm going to list all the products that I use down below, because I know how frustrating it is when you're watching a tutorial and you spot someone's lipstick, or you really like the foundation that they're using and they just don't say what it is. Why must you do that? It frustrates the hell out of me, so I'm going to list everything that I used today in the video and not in the video down below. So if you want to know what I've been using, check it down below. I really like this palette. I really enjoy it. But yeah, I'm so happy.